Hello, trading has closed on the 26th of July, 2023. As always, we'll start with our disclaimer, go over our calls, and make some predictions. It's my trading plan for Thursday, July 27th, 2023. Remember, I can be completely wrong. Any trade you make should be made at your own risk. Looked at the pattern for today as being the one with the early low, which this is. Tomorrow should have the early high. We had a target 45.61.14, and that printed. We got the typical wild action after the FOMC announcement. I don't like to predict those things. This is what we said. Tomorrow has the early high. Well, during the day, we got an ultimate sell signal. The drop was called false. We did retrace, but it did give us the minimum, but we got more than the minimum as we typically do. This move up was also called false, and that's already retraced. Now, we said yesterday we had an ABC up, but once we traded over this high, that couldn't be the end of wave magenta B, but it could be A of B. And this could be B, and we said often C of B will equal A of B. So if that's the height of A of B, C comes pretty darn close to what we said within a fraction of a point. So it's possible at least that that's a high. Actually, when I did this before, it was even closer. It doesn't look like I was right before, though. Anyway, that's a candidate for the end of magenta B. Now, just because that works, it doesn't mean other things won't, but first move after the FOMC announcement was down. Typically, you get a three-leg whipsaw. Here's the first leg. Second leg was up by about 27 points. And once you move sustainably or significantly past the FOMC announcement price, 45.55.65, we should move under that level by more than we moved over, which means more than 27 points under this price. Now, that doesn't mean we have to go there immediately, but usually the first move down tells you where you're going to go, and that's one of the logical places for us to stop. So if we do trade under this, we can kind of estimate that we're going to go down at least 27 more points, but we haven't gone under this yet, and even though that's a perfectly logical place for this move to end, you just can't be certain until you break through this line of conviction. Right now, to me, we're just having good weight balance here, and we're rejecting all these highs. But until you break under some lows, you just can't bet the house on it. Well, tomorrow's market has the early high. We could still gap down. Typically, it's a rally day with a final hour high, and failure is a straight line drop. The first move after the announcement was down, and this usually means the next move of consequence is going to be down. And there was also wave balance at the high, and trading significantly under the FOMC announcement price, if it happens, should take us under that price by more than the 27 points we traded over, give or take a little. Things don't always work perfectly. So that's a candidate for the end of this move up. We go under this, especially under this, we probably have lower to go. We're still stopped by this resistance line. But if we do drop here, just remember that's, by this count, most likely wave black 2 of magenta 3. And once we have a drop here, I don't think it's going to be a disastrous drop. And I'm still looking for a huge rally in wave 3 of multiple degree after that. So I think that, although I think there's a good chance this holds and we trade lower, I'm not looking for a disaster on the downside, and I'm frankly more interested in looking for lower prices to get long, because I think if I'm wrong on that, the market's going to bail me out. I'm probably not going to be trading tomorrow because of personal business, but I'll try as hard as I can to come up with a prediction after the day's over. Tomorrow has the early high, usually a rally, failure's a straight line drop. If it fails, we have a reasonable minimum target, and that's today's call.